Oh boy. I think, you know what? I think after this, we are 2 for 2 for having the right league.
Yeah.
In the top right corner.
Yeah. Well, I've been playing Starcraft again, so I recognize the...
It's in your head now.
It's in my head now.
Okay.
So
at least one of us.
Yeah.
That's very good. Mr. MaximusBlack, hit me up with that old school noise. Up here in the top right-hand position of... What map is this? Doesn't matter. We have... Belisarius! And down on the bottom left, we have Tylenol. No,
Sweet.
Trendol.
Sweet.
Trendol.
Accolon.
Accolon?
I think it's Accolon Waste. I think that's the name of this map.
Okay, I believe you. I have no reason not to.
Okay.
It's PVZ.
That's one thing I never look at the name of the maps. I just know the maps.
Yeah, well, that's like me and street names. I never know the street name. I just know.
That's right.
I just know what's on the street.
I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that are like that. That's like
guys
me.
tend to be that way more than girls.
I don't actually pay attention to the street names, and when people go, yeah, it's off the corner of Roby and Young or whatever.
Like, okay.
I'm like, okay, well, what's it near? I was like, is it? Are you talking about the one near the Sobeys or whatever? Oh, okay, yeah, I know where that's at.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah, that's how I am.
That's how my brain works.
Same with maps.
Yeah.
Is this another PVZ?
This is another PVZ. How has PVZ been for you this season? Better?
Well, because I've gotten a little bit of coaching from the #1 guy in ladder, Hitman.
Okay.
And he's taught me a new PVZ all-in, which has been working very well when I do the timings correctly. I've been beating a lot of GM Zergs, which is nice. It's still susceptible to like a ling all-in, so it requires to do a lot of scouting and kind of figuring out what Zerg's doing without actually seeing it.
Okay.
So as long as I don't, if I don't see like a third by 5 minutes and 10 seconds, or if he's just being sort of sneaky with an overlord, sometimes they'll have another overlord here, and with my build, you open up with a stalker and you hold position at this in case there's a ling run by.
Right.
But Zergs are fucking. Is this another cannon rush here? Cool. I'll talk about that in a sec. But they'll throw another overlord in here. It's a retard magnet. So like when you take your stalker, oh shit, free overlord,
and then they just
beeline it right in. You're dead.
Yeah.
Right. So there's certain things that you gotta know. But yeah. Anyway, what's going on in this game? We got another. This is a excellent map for a cannon rush, and this is exactly how you do it.
Okay, so explain to me why, because I'm going to say this is neither the ramp block nor is it the mineral line block, so explain to me why this is an effective version of the cannon rush for this map.
Okay, so Zerg,
especially since he just canceled both.
Yeah, he put it down because he realized that the Zerg is committed here,
yeah,
and he doesn't need this anymore.
No.
Once again, like last game, he needs to go around the map with the probe and see if he's. Usually Zergs will grab the gold at this point. This is a good way. He actually kind of fucked up the pylon. Usually a pylon goes here, here, and then here. What's so cool about this is when the third pylon's going. If I can go back and just maybe explain this a little bit better for those who actually give a shit. But
absolutely,
whatever. It's nice to actually like know what the fuck I'm talking about for once. So yeah, usually the pylon goes like here, right at the corner, and then one here, and then one here. What's cool is when the third pylon, before the third pylon finishes, your first one's already done.
Right.
You drop down a cannon here, and your probe won't actually get stuck. It'll kind of like glitch its way into this little corner, and then you can cancel this and then run the probe out and then re-pylon back up.
Oh, okay.
And what this does is when you have a cannon here, you force this Zerg to fuck off with this.
Right.
You can put down another cannon here, but also if any lings come down, they're gonna get smacked.
Well, sure.
Every time. It only takes 2 cannon hits to kill a ling, right?
That cannon must be the max range to hit that hatchery from there.
Yes, and what's good about this? Well, you need to put a second cannon down. Right?
Oh, okay.
This is a fuck you, I hate you Zerg cannon.
Oh, okay.
This basically forces the Zerg because
that's the one that protects the second.
Exactly, it protects the second cannon.
Oh, okay,
and it also shoots anything that comes down.
Right.
So if he comes down with drones to stop this madness,
right,
this cannon's gonna finish and just own all these drones. He can't afford to lose them. What this does is it forces a cancel. If he doesn't cancel, then he's really boned. And what I like to do sometimes, if I know that a drone, I'd always take a second probe down. If I know a drone hasn't left, I completely wall him off. I put my gate here, I put another pylon here, and everything's stuck in here.
Filter or like funnel in zealots and just...
That's it. Yeah. And then it forced me to either go roach, and then I go Stargate up here, and I just go Void Rays, because he goes roaches, or he goes into a Nidus, and he tries to Nidus you, and you're going air, you screw him. But yeah, that's sort of that's what happens here with this game. It's a very, very good. It's it's a stupid broken map for cannons.
For this stuff.
You see how the probe kind of glitched its way over in there?
Yeah.
Cancel that, put another pylon down, he's going, shit.
Okay.
Right?
So now he's in some shit, and just like we were talking about last game, and unfortunately we get the same shit 2 different games in a row, but this is a slightly different version, I suppose, so it's okay. Now this forces the Zerg into a finite number of builds that the Protoss can now handle.
Yeah, he cancels the cannon. I normally leave the cannon there just to cause some trouble, force him to keep that spine crawler in check.
Sure, cancel the top, cancel one of the pylons, but leave the other cannon.
Forces a queen to come over and drop down a creep instead of using it as a tumor or a larva inject.
Probably pays for itself.
Yeah, it really does. And then it also requires lings to come down. You can kill some lings too, right? Or he's just slowly creeps his way over and starts killing you with spines. But at least at that point, you know what the Zerg's up to, and from here you just expand, double up the gas, and I go Stargate from here. Okay. Because normally Zergs, see what he's doing? Beautiful. He's checking around the map to make sure that there's no hatcheries. I don't think he's checked to see if there's a hatch here. That's another, we've just talked about all this last game, so I'm not going to go over it. But I like the fact, and sometimes Zergs will be sneaky and they'll hatch up here, right? So you want to check the entire map, specifically these golds, because they'll immediately go for it. Now at this point, Zerg is usually forced to go Roach, right? What is this? Roach Horn. Roach Horn's down, you know it's coming, you got to prepare for it. You can do one of 2 things. You can use the force that you have to start building cannons, go into Robo, get your Immortals out. Make sure that you're scouting around your area for a Nidus. This is a must, because sometimes the Zerg will go, well, he's got cannons out front here, I'm going to have to Nidus my way out. Plus, I don't want him to know exactly how many roaches I have, I want to surprise him, so they'll put down a Nidus. As long as you stay on top of your game here, there's pretty much no way you lose. You chrono boost out a mothership core, you're going to have an overcharge for when the attack happens up the front, because you're ready for a Nidus. If it goes down, you're going to kill it. And that's if you go the Robo route. If you don't want to go the Robo route, you still need the mothership core out. You need to drop down a Stargate, preferably 2 of them, but you want to get out that one for sure, get out that Void Ray, and then once you're on your second, you're mining from your second base, drop down that second Stargate, start double pumping Void Rays. Then the Zerg will expand. Once he realizes that you're going there, he'll automatically transition into Hydra, and then from that point, depending on what kind of lead, if he's attacked too much with his roaches and taken a lot of heat, then you can just start double pumping Phoenix. You can pick up those roaches. At that point, you have gateways, you go and win, or you can transition into Colossus. It's up to you. That's how this game should play out.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So as somebody who doesn't play Starcraft anymore, and I know you play Protoss, but explain to me why, as soon as, and I could probably work this out in my head, but for the sake of filling time in this game that we're about to wait before another attack happens.
Yeah.
For a Zerg player, there's the Stargate. Yep. For a Zerg player, as soon as he sees this, he knows that he only has a small window of time to kill before he obviously knows that there's going to be a Stargate coming, because that's why Protoss do this, to force them into something like this.
Absolutely.
Why wouldn't they do something like immediately, as they see that, immediately drop down a macro hatch, just pump a bunch of shit, and then just move?
Because you're all
fucking move it.
Here's the thing: when you pop down a macro hatch, at that point you're going to go lings, right? I mean, you can get roaches, but you only can get so many roaches on one base.
You 2 gas roaches aren't that expensive for gas.
No, but I mean, I find you're far much better off going ling baneling for an all-in than just getting roaches, because you got to realize that this guy has a second base. No matter what, even if you put a macro hatch down and you start pumping units, doesn't matter if it's roaches, if it's lings, if it's ling baneling combo, whatever the fuck you want to go. You have to realize that Protoss is on 2 base. The mothership core changes everything. Before, when the mothership core didn't exist, yes, in theory, that's a much better route to go.
Right.
But the mothership core, man, when you get that out and it's got 2 overcharges and you've got this wall here, and the guy's he's opened up Forge to begin with, if he sees nothing, right? The Protoss has to be an idiot. He has to go, okay, he's got no hatches around the map. The guy's on 1 base. He's going to prepare for an all-in. This wall is strong, dude. You have to break this. And when an overcharge is smacking you in the face and you've only got so many units, every time a Zerg loses a roach, that's your lifeline. You lose that attack, you lose the game. You may as well just rage quit, because there's 2 base Protoss versus 1 base Zerg. It's over. Now, as the Zerg, you have to just cut your losses, go, you know what, fuck this Protoss, you cheesy bitch. You put down cannons, I hate you, this is why Protoss is OP, and now I have to just deal with it. I have to macro out of this. The Protoss is ahead, but it really all depends on how the Zerg scouts. He scouted down here, so he knows that the Stargate's in play, which was good for him.
Yep.
And now he's preparing for it. So now look, the Protoss has a... Well, now he's doing a fucking carrier. This is weird.
Yeah, I saw the carrier and I was like...
This is silver. I'm talking like if we're actually playing real StarCraft here.
Yeah.
You put down a Stargate, the Zerg scouts it, right? Normally the Stargate would go in your base. He brings an Overlord up here, an Overseer, he sees it. He's immediately going to drop down spores and go Hydra, which is going to be bad for the Protoss,
right? Which it looks like roughly what he's trying to do right now. He's doing Hydra and spores.
Yeah, as a Protoss, doing the cannon shit is cheesy. It puts Zerg in a tough spot, but we also got to realize that Zerg's transition ability is super quick. As soon as he realizes that you're going Void Rays, it's so easy to get Hydra. At that point, it's then the Protoss's job to scout to make sure that the Zerg is hard countering him. And a lot of the time is that you can metagame a Zerg. You can put down a Stargate, start building a Void Ray,
just mass Colossus,
and then just and kill it, and then go the complete opposite because you know he's going to go Hydra, and then counter the Hydra. So at that point, yes, the Zerg is behind from that attack, especially since he did all those cancels here. He got all of his the majority of his minerals back,
right? Exactly,
which was really, really nice. So yeah, the Zerg has been behind, but this play here puts the Zerg, or puts the Protoss super behind. Look at this. This is stupid. Put 4 cannons in a Stargate here, but he's going carriers, and this is silver, so this will probably work.
Hey, anytime I get to see a carrier, I'm happy.
Yeah.
No matter how bad it is, anytime I get to see a carrier played, it makes me a little happy on the inside because I just remember in the good old days when they were useful, and now they're just whatever. But hey, Legacy of the Void.
Legacy of the Void's coming.
They're going to be useful again.
Hopefully.
That's my dream.
That's my dream.
That's my dream, is that they're useful again, so I can keep, that carrier has arrived in my mind.
Things that won't be as useful, Swarm Host, the unit in the game that single-handedly is ruining StarCraft 2, they are now out here on the map, and these are a pain to deal with. Doesn't even matter if your opponent is going mass air, alright? These still suck to go against. Locusts, they come up every freaking 2 seconds. They just own you.
They are.
What I like about Legacy of the Void,
crazy.
it's a minute cooldown in between. Sure, now they can go in the sky and they can go over,
gaps and
ledges and shit. But you got to wait an entire minute after that. At least at that point, you can once you deal with the first set of locusts, you can storm or colossus them. Then you can at least go in and start killing them or force them to go back before they can do another one.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's a change that needs to be. I think it's a change that needs to happen now.
Aren't they considering that?
They have it in testing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have it in testing, but it's not like that on ladder yet. So it's not an official thing.
Well, hey, the carriers are now actually being used.
Yep.
There are 2 of them. That is 3 shy of the amount required before you can actually say, I'm going to fuck you with these carriers. As you can see, he already has to back off from these Hydra, which, my god, the DPS is crazy. But, again...
Oh, carriers are great against Hydras, as long as there's not like 40 of them here. You know what I mean? And this is what's the good thing about carriers, is they can attack, like if you just hold a position here, they can start picking off these Hydras little by little. He can go over this way and kind of sit in this little crevice and just deal damage. Yeah, only 2 or 3 Hydras will be able to attack, but that's not going to be enough DPS to get rid of these tanky-ass... carriers. I mean, yeah, he's gonna sit over here, or he's just gonna
right over top, and almost lose a carrier.
Yep, he doesn't
because why not? Doesn't matter. He's already won the game.
Yeah, carriers are just. This is silver, dude. This guy's got like 8 Hydra. Oh, he's got more than that.
He's got more than that now. He's got a substantial number. He's got 18.
But yeah, no, he can sit over here and just go to town on them. Just keep building.
Well, Trendol is going to send down some Hydra here to their doom.
Oh, there's 3 of the Hydras gone that quick.
He should just be running directly underneath of these carriers, and he could probably kill all 3 of them.
Yep, there goes 1.
Yeah.
Oh, there's
4. I didn't see the other one below.
But he's done damage. I mean,
now he gets to go back and forth. And
is he gonna pick this? If he picks this off, this is game over. Why is he attacking the interceptors? He's just
Trendol has to go. Sour.
He lost anyway.
Yeah, he lost anyway.
So it's all good.
Well, hey.
Oh, meanwhile,
over here, we're paying attention. DT in the base, wrecking everybody. But yeah, that's... Well, hey, now you...
That game was pretty shitty, but at least I get to explain some things for people that actually, care about cannon rushing and Protoss thought process and what Zerg kind of has to do. I mean, this is... I was right about going Stargate, but nobody ever goes into, like carriers.
No.
I shouldn't say that because once again I'm bringing up Wiedemann's again. He
does every now and then, doesn't he?
Yeah, he goes like 3 Stargate and he'll grab carriers towards later on in the game. which is kind of funky.
Like, carriers, like I said, 5 and above is fucking crazy.
Yeah, no, it's damage.
But if you have 4 and less, they're pretty much whatever.
Yep.
They're just there.
Yeah, well, and against the good Zerg, I mean, at the 15-minute mark, there isn't just 12 or 18 Hydras out.
No.
You're maxed.
It's like 50.
Yeah, you're maxed out.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Yeah, so this is just sort of a bad game, but it was a good time to explain some things. It's another one down.
normal game, ladies and gentlemen. We had 2 cannon rushes in a row, but we get to talk more about StarCraft, which will please that 30% demographic that just wants to hear nothing but StarCraft. Next game, I promise you, I'm going to talk about the Super Bowl. So sit tight, and we'll be back with a podcast.
All right.